Welcome to the podcast where we take a deep dive into the stories behind construction business leaders. We will share how they got started, how they found success, and the lessons learned along the way. I'm your host, Eric Fortenberry. Welcome to Builder Stories. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Builder Stories. I'm excited. I've got Liliana Escudero from J Design Pool and Spa in Los Angeles, California. Super excited to have you on here, Liliana. I think we met several months ago, maybe over a year ago now, at the Western Pool and Spa show, and I remember just being really excited about the potential to be able to work with you. And finally, we convinced you to come over to JobTread, and so it's been really awesome getting to know you and your business, and I'm excited to have you on. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Eric. I'm really excited, and now it's been 2 years now. It's been 2 Western shows.
Wow.
And I remember you were chasing me. I was using a different software, as a lot of, the people that jump on JobTread did before. And gosh, I don't know why I didn't listen to you at the beginning. I have to say that.
Oh man, well, glad we got you over to the bright side now. But why don't you kind of just share a little bit more about who you are, what you and you guys do, and kind of just give us the background.
Okay, we've been building pools since 2001. That's when we actually moved to the States. We're originally from Mexico City, and it's been quite a ride because we didn't know anything about swimming pools before. I was in mergers and acquisitions actually, and my husband was doing investment banking, so nothing to do with this. But family, brings you to different places most of the time. And that's how we landed. So we started from zero. I didn't know how to read a plan. I didn't know how to do an estimate. So it's been kind of like a ride for us. But we have had, I guess, really good teachers, good mentors, and we have done our good share of mistakes. I have to say that. It's crazy. We have J Designs now we're going on 15 years since we founded our company. And we have decided just to go do boutique swimming pool design. We're not cookie cutters. We learned that we can't stretch ourselves that big because we like to control a lot. We like quality. We like customer service. We like all those things that usually are very difficult to attain when you have huge teams working, unless you have amazing systems in there. And I think that's where technology jumps in. We have been true believers of technology from day one. I was sharing with you our tech stack the other day, and it's crazy. We have more tech than I think employees. But then that's where I think JobTread comes really good for us. But we basically design and build custom swimming pools, high-end swimming pools, I would say. We don't do more than 10 projects at a year. We're busy. We take really a lot of pride on what we do, and we love having a great customer service, and that's where we're trying to go.
It's awesome. Yeah, I still remember seeing some of your work, and I was like, oh man, I want to work with them and get Liliana on JobTread, because I was extremely impressed. It's interesting. I didn't realize that you and JC were in investment banking and M&A. I did a short little stint right out of college. I was at an investment bank for all of 9 months before I left to start up my first company, but it's definitely a great skill set, I'd say, that you have, and I'm not surprised now to see why you've been so successful.
Yeah, I think it helps. It's gonna be funny, but I know, and I've learned that through all these years, that swimming pool construction specifically, it's like a trade passed on generations to generations. Mm-hmm. And this is, I don't know, in all the industries, but in this industry specifically, you will get that answer so many times, sorry, is like, I've been doing this the same way for 20, 30 years, or that's how I learned the trade. And once you are on a different level of builders, of customers, that answer just don't cut it. Like, you need to get educated, you need to get with the industry. You need to find mentors. You need to get involved in it. And that was a shock for me, coming from a multinational company on M&A and learning, okay, people are going to answer to me like that.
Yeah.
And it's being a woman also, it's been kind of difficult because it's construction to start. Although there is more women involved in construction now, but now we're a small trade. It's not a big trade, although it's a very luxury trade. It's still more men in the industry. There's still more, I have to say, I've been doing this like this, and you're not going to come and show me how to do my job.
Yeah.
So it's been quite interesting, the ride. It's been quite challenging, I have to say. We have to prove ourselves. I have to prove myself as a woman in this. But now you understand, like when I was doing M&A and I have all these data rooms and I was working with Access and these huge databases, I need to make my life simpler. I like working smarter, not harder. And that's why our tech stack is so huge, and you guys are a huge part of it.
Awesome. So only 10 jobs per year. I mean, what's the average, size of those jobs, and how long is your typical build out?
Well, average, we're shooting right now for 350, between 350 and 5. We're not the biggest one yet. There's a lot of great builders out here in LA. The time frame, it's when it differs, because we are getting, with all the permits and after COVID, all the cities changed the way they function. So the permit part has become a little bit challenging, or more challenging than before.
Yeah.
In some cities, you can only reach out, plant checker once a month, or they only go to work on Thursdays. And if they have all these huge projects, so guess what? A swimming pool is not kind of the most important one for them. So we have been in permits in sub jobs for a year. So that makes it really challenging. Once we hit the ground, I'd say we take maybe between 3 and 5 months for the jobs, depending on, because when I'm telling you that our job size, our average is 350, that's without counting change orders, because then obviously customers get excited. We have all these new materials and we have access to really amazing materials. Actually, one of our jobs right now, we just imported the stone from Greece to put in the pool. So it's the first time we actually done this for one of our jobs. So we have to learn how to work with customs, how to work with brokers, now move it from the LA port to the house. It's like, oh, great. I don't have a truck. So it's been always a learning process, and having all this group of people to work with, it's amazing. That's why I said, like, if you are going to surround yourself with people that are interested in doing better, in being better, in learning the process, in making your life easier, making more automation, use more tech.
Yeah, that's obviously I'm very supportive of that. So what does your actual, like, your team, like the structure kind of, I mean, who all do you have involved in the business, like employees, and then when do you use subcontractors? What's that look like?
Oh, that's the best part of this. The team is my husband, JC, he is in charge of the design, of the sales, and oversees construction. Myself, I'm in charge of everything that's back office and finance and all the tech stack. My daughter, she is our marketing manager, and she's the one that publishes and gets in charge with the marketing team. We have a virtual assistant in Philippines. We're hiring our second virtual assistant in Philippines. We have found an amazing way to do that. And that's it. Everything else is a subcontract.
Man, that's incredible. So you've got your husband and your daughter, and you guys are still a family unit.
Yeah.
I think
yeah, it's quite difficult some days.
Yeah. My dad, he is our CFO. He's the first person I hired at my last company, first person I hired at this company. And I used to get asked all the time, well, what's it like working with your dad? And I used to say, it's kind of like the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, we're loving each other, but 20% of the time, man, we're at the jugular, trying to get him. And I think now it's moved more to like the 95-5. But yeah, I mean, I'm curious, how do you manage that? Kind of the work-life balance, like, when you guys, go home to dinner, are we still talking pools, or do you guys have a shut off, or it's 24/7?
It's so funny. When we started this, and I think it works, a lot of people ask this, sorry, backing up a bit, because husband and wife, it's really difficult to start. But we were not here. We were brought into this industry and we made it work ourselves. So we kind of, at a certain point, it makes it difficult for people outside. This unity, even for my daughter, is like, guys, you read each other's minds when you're talking business, but you need to learn to communicate. So it has become a problem now when we want to do bring other people on board. So, but no, we talk shop every day, all day. At the beginning, we had this game. It's like, okay, if we're in a social gathering or whatever, if we talk shop, we're going to take a shot. Obviously, that didn't last because it was not going to be feasible for our livers. We tried. We really tried. On Sundays, maybe when we're on a backyard enjoying a pool day.
Yeah.
We try, but it's a 95/5.
Yeah.
95 of the time we can't make it. And actually that's why we're starting a podcast in Spanish to help actually family businesses that are Hispanic to learn a little bit of what our journey has been and what happens with the family when it's working together. Because as you might know, if you have a lot of Hispanic employees, it's the whole family works together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
No, my wife probably wishes I was able to turn it off at least sometimes, but man, it's as an entrepreneur, and when you're just so excited and passionate, it's very hard to stop the mind from constantly thinking about whatever project you're working on, or client, or get a new lead in, or sub's got a question, like totally get it. I would say I'm definitely not very good about that work-life balance. My wife's found that the only way to get me to truly turn it off, take a little time, is when we go on a vacation. I do make a very concerted effort to keep the phone away, keep the laptop off, really enjoy that time with the family and kids. And so it's kind of the one thing that sort of worked for us. But it's like, hey, we have a couple big vacations a year, and I work really hard up to that point, then we can still make it work.
Well, I think you've never vacationed with a pool builder, because you know what every hotel has?
No, it's a pool.
So you know what my husband does every time we go to a pool? Is like, oh, look at this, look at that, that's a flaw, that's they didn't do this right, or oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. So it's an ongoing process all the time.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, that's really awesome. I do, as much as I've seen a lot of challenging times with family, and various businesses kind of trying to work with their spouse. Like at the end of the day, I think it is such a great opportunity when you can make it work, because it's your life, and to be able to spend that time creating something, and just being able to deliver awesome project after awesome project for your customers, and being a team with your family is pretty rewarding when you can make it work.
You just said something right now really interesting. We were at a customer's house recording a testimonial, and you have no idea. I'm helping recording. Our videographer is not there that day, and I don't know anything about cameras, so I have to learn on the spot and grab my iPhone and have the camera, but as a backup, I would say. So the customers are talking about this, and this is an elder couple. You will see this testimonial later on our page, and the way they're talking, oh my gosh, I've felt so proud of my husband. Like that, I don't know, the jitters you feel, the huge proud moment. Like my smile while I was recording was like, oh my gosh, that is my husband. So because they're talking about how he accomplished certain things and all that, and how we as a team can manage things. But no, it's like really nice when you listen to customers and the feedback they have to give you. There are some customers that, you won't have that, and it's stressful too. Yeah. But the good testimonials are like, oh my gosh, it's worth it. It's worth it. That sometimes we fight, sometimes we yell at each other. I have to say, yes, it happens. Not proud of it, but yes.
I mean, so what would you say has been the most challenging, aspect of building your business, even thinking about, back to the early days. I mean, like what are kind of some of those challenges that you guys have had to overcome and made you stronger?
I think the biggest challenges on my side would be trying to organize our people, trying to teach ourselves how to working within our systems, because it's not a shake hands anymore. It's not. It has to have a system. It has to have a contract. It has to be in writing. We have to be accountable for what we're doing. And at the very beginning, I don't know, as I said before, being a trade that it's being passed on and learned as you go.
Yeah.
It's a lot of if things or things in the air. So that was actually the most challenging thing, is to have our subs jump in with a person that it's kind of a square at times. Like my background says it. It's like I'm a finance person. I think really square sometimes. They made the joke out in the field sometimes. It's like, oh no, the boss is not going to like it. It's like nobody wants to talk to me. They want to talk to JC. JC is the good guy.
Yeah.
So that's been a challenging way to keep the work relationship. But I have to say that as of today, we have subs, 4 of them that have stick with us for 15 years. So something is working there. But that was very challenging for me. I think for JC, if I may say, it's been coming from a company that was building 300 pools a year before the crash, before 07, to sitting down and creating our company to build first 20, 30 pools and then scaling it down. And he is like, right now, I think his biggest challenge right now is to be on the business, not in the business. Yeah. He's a go guy. And having sitting him down in the office and say, okay, we need to plan. It's like, no, that's not happening. I need to go.
Yeah.
So we're still getting some challenges, but I would say for me, it's learning how people work and being able to work with other people and bring them to the bright side to see, okay, this works better. And then for JC would be like stop on the go and sit down and start planning as a CEO of a company.
Yeah.
But when you're doing or have so many different hats at a time, you forget what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, I have to say.
Totally. So, I mean, having the same, subs, working for you for so many years, I mean, how have you done that? I mean, what have you done to, to really kind of build such a strong relationship with them? Because, again, most of the time, I hear people are struggling to keep their best guys because they always get, picked off by some other company, or, they're in such high demand. I mean, how have you kept your guys like so dedicated to your company?
Well, I pay on time. I think that's going to be in at least with so many, referring just to the pool industry, that there is so many pool companies coming up and going down every time there is an economy issue, because we have all this problem with unlicensed contractors. We have all these problems. I don't know if it's the same on a GC level, on a big remodeler level. But for us, there is a boom. Everybody builds pools. Like, yeah. Oh my gosh, there is a crash and there is so many open pools to be fixed. So at least for us serious contractors, it's always a win-win, because we have pools when there is a boom and we have pools to fix when there is a crash. Unfortunately, for a lot of the consumers that want to go for the cheapest route. Yeah. But that being said, is we keep systems, and I have actually not a lot of people like to work with us or with me specifically, because I am very strict. It's like, okay, I'm going to protect my business and I'm going to protect your business. So that means there is systems, there is processes in place, and I need all the paperwork. And the promise I can make is I will never stop paying you. I will, if you need me to give deposits up front, I'll give deposits up front. That people usually don't do that. Yeah. I will pay you when the money is in here. Even if my customer is not paying me, I have the capability, being a serious builder, to upfront money for my subs. So my subs are the most important part of my business. I don't have employees per se. So my subs are my employee number one. And if I take care of my subs take care of me.
Yeah. I mean, having, again, such a long relationship with them, it probably gives you a lot more confidence, to make those payments up front when they need, and, to know that they're not going to just take the money and run. Obviously a lot of, younger builders or people that don't have that established relationship and that level of trust with them, you hear it all the time, they're, people will burn you. And it sounds like, you've got
Yes.
a great team to be able to trust and do that with.
Yes, and JC will bring pizza, donuts, and sodas to every job site. That, I don't know if that helps too.
Yeah. Well, so, if JC's goal is to, try to kind of start working on the business instead of in the business, does that mean that you all are going to have to look at, finding someone to hire to do sales and someone to, run the construction, or, what's the thinking there? Because I mean, you got a tight knit, family right here running the shop. What do you do?
I know, and you know what? 2 years ago, COVID hit, and COVID hit really bad this family because we were in bed, both of us, for a month and a half, and that was scary because then you realize that if you want your business to survive, you need to have a lot of stuff in place for someone else to jump in when you need.
Yeah.
So we started last year doing a lot of coaching. We have a marketing coach. We have a business coach. We're spending, I might say, sometimes the money that we don't have for this coach because we believe that getting better is just going to make us better, or learning more is just going to make us better. So we're working on having SOPs right now produced for every step of the way. Even working, for example, with my VA, we're doing SOPs for how to enter an invoice in JobTread, how to request a credit, how to check my email. Every step of the construction, it's been this year working on SOP, one thing at a time.
Yeah.
So we've been spending the last year a lot of time and a lot of money per se in coaching and learning the next level. Like, I don't want to stay at building $350,000, $400,000 pools. I want to go to the next level. I want to go for 750 to $1 million projects. But obviously, when you're such a small team, you outgrow yourself.
Yeah.
We can't move forward because we don't have the system or the team in place. So we decided last year that it's going to be time, and it's going to be painful, and it's been painful a bit because trying to learn and do homework at the same time as running the business, it's, gosh, I bet you've seen me working on Sundays because I'm bugging you or Travis. Some of the times it's like, it's Saturday, it's Sunday. It's like, I need to stop. But I feel sometimes at this stage, like when we begin our business, it's like we're making it grow for the next level, and we're going to have to put maybe another year of a lot of growing pains. And that means that, yes, we will be hiring someone that takes over the construction. We are actually right now having some soft posts on some sales job posting, but we haven't finished SOP, so that's why I haven't pushed it out a lot, because I want to have everything in place before bringing someone else. As I mentioned before, I read my husband's mind, he reads my mind, and I can't have an employee do that. So we need to be more proactive ourselves on how we're going to bring someone on board.
Yeah, no, sounds like you've really got a great plan in place and are working towards setting up those, standard operating processes, and, really, think sounds like you're doing it the right way. I'm curious, again, coming from, mergers and acquisitions, investment banking, like what's the long-term play for you? Is there, does this continue to be a lifestyle business? Do you think about, selling the company one day, and kind of where's your head with that?
Well, my head is by the beach. So actually, we're doing all this work. We have always wanted to go back to Mexico. Like we want to retire, and this has been our kind of a dream, and it's on our vision boards, a house by the beach, and we will be like talking about the La Paz area. That's, JC says, it's in between where I can fly and design and not get bored. For me, it's just to be able to retire. We were always thinking, okay, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So unfortunately, I still don't see it that close. I would say I would love to have it 10 years from now, but let's see what this year brings up with all the systems in place and all that. We're actually thinking also on purchasing another business right now. So it doesn't seem that we're retiring soon or as soon as
It
we
doesn't
want
sound
it.
like it.
But yes, no, the idea is to at some point have this business turnkey for someone to just come over and take
Yeah.
it, unless my kids want to keep on working. I don't know.
So talking about looking at another business, would that be another local pool building business, or would that be in a new, new market, like a new city or something where you could, basically open up 2 offices, or what?
No, it's more on the retail side
Okay.
of the pool business.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, of all people that could pull it off, it sounds like you and JC have got the right background for it.
Yeah, we're looking into it because obviously it's again overstretching ourselves. And it seems we like doing this. I don't know if it's an entrepreneur mind or what, but 2024 is coming. Everybody and the economy is kind of like, I don't know what's going on, and we're deciding to purchase a business. So I don't know. Maybe it's on our DNA just to take high risks.
Hey, I'm all about it too. You got to roll the dice, and at the end of the day, when you invest in yourself, and that you've got the confidence that you've got that utmost determination and grit, and no matter what, you can control your own destiny. I mean, and say it does give you a lot more confidence to go and make some big moves. And yeah, I'd love to see you guys open up another retail and have that multiple income streams, because that again it adds even more value to your company, and lots of opportunities I'd say is probably going to be opened up through that.
Yeah, I think so. That's the vision. So we've been in the works for a year now on that. So let's see.
Yeah, awesome. Well, so again, I'm curious, what advice would you share for other pool builders that are striving to reach that same level of success that you all have? I mean, what would you advise them?
Oh, I think the first advice would be stop treating the industry as how you learn it and how that you need to keep on doing it. It's a trade that you need to be educated. Let's get back into the classrooms. Let's learn from mentors. Like, look to be higher standards, because that will always you know how they say, when the tide goes up, all the boats go up. So it's the same. Like, stop treating this business as there is nothing else. Like, you need to be educated, you need to do the right things, build properly, because obviously once you get the bad impression on certain customers, then everybody is a bad builder.
Yeah.
And actually, if you can check on our website, we have a video right now talking about the nightmares of the pool industry.
Yeah.
So let's be better as builders, and that will just sperm down. So that would be my first one. I don't know if I elaborated perfectly, but the second one is rely on mentors and rely on tech. Like, tech, we're not going backwards. Like, AI is changing the world again. Like, it started, the past year has outgrown us by the minute. It's crazy. I was in a seminar in Chicago when I was listening to Paul Rosser from AI talking about all these things. And then a week later, I'm here and there is all these things changing. I can't keep up. And I'm not that young, but I can't keep up. All these younger generations have a such much easier and at the same time much more difficult, because they need to keep up. So get involved with tech. Don't be afraid of tech. It makes your life easier. It takes a little bit to learn. Yes, well, find a youngster that can help you in. But that will be my 2 things: is learn your trade in a proper way and keep up with tech.
Awesome. Great, really great advice there. And again, kudos to you and JC and your daughter for building such a prestigious business that again, I encourage everybody to go Google you, look up your website, and look at just the quality of the work that you all do. I mean, it really is an inspiration to other builders, and I hope that they will take your advice and invest in themselves and, learn the trade and learn how to produce that high level of quality work. Because at the end of the day, that's customers are willing to pay for, great service and high quality. And, you've done a really good job positioning yourself as that, premium pool builder. And so, again, I'm so honored to, have this opportunity to continue working with you. I appreciate, you finally trusting me and giving us a chance, because, I really do believe that, you're setting, a great example, a great model for so many other people out there. And, I love, your focus on building out the tech and having systems in place that will help you, be more efficient and scale. And, a lot of people are, they're scared, they're resistant to change. Like, they're not willing to take the time to stop and learn something. And they don't realize that, by investing a little bit of time up front, you set yourself up to win back so much more time, and you can be so much more efficient. And, I think you've done a really great job at, setting the model for many others to follow.
Thank you. No, I really like it. And I think if you want to work on your business, you need to step back a bit. You need to put yourself and block yourself some time during the week, because it's really important. When you're working in your business, you lose the big picture.
Yeah.
And the big picture is going to leave you. And yeah, no, I'm really happy, actually. And I was on your town hall this morning. I'm impressed with all the updates that you guys have been doing. And I have to say, I think if someone, and this is going to be a commercial, if someone is on the fence of jumping in with JobTread, I have to say it's believe in the team. They are up to just be better and improve and do new innovations. I'm just out of my mind. I couldn't believe what I saw this morning on your town hall. So I'm very happy that I did make the jump. And I can't wait to see what comes next.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to see how you implement these, these formulas and parameters, and I'm sure you're going to build out some pretty elaborate, budget templates that, I'd certainly love if you'd show it to me. It's exciting to see what you guys keep doing. So, again, I want to thank you for coming on the show and for sharing this insight. It's extremely valuable, and appreciate your time, and look forward to watching you guys continue to grow. And we'll see if JC can get himself out of his day-to-day role and work on the business instead of in it. But yeah, excited for you all. So thank you for coming on.
No, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Builder Stories. We hope you enjoyed the conversation and gained valuable insights that can help you in your journey along the way. Don't forget to subscribe to the show and leave us a review. And as always, if you or someone you know has a story to share, please contact us at builderstories.com. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Eric Fortenberry, and remember, every builder has a unique story. Keep building yours.